Cédric Mousse. He is a fourth-generation Champenois that traces back vine growing in his family to 1629. Wow. He is in the studio here representing his family's estate in Quille. And he started his family's vineyard 27 years ago, right? Yeah. 27 years ago. And he's been at the helm for over a decade, leading the brand with cutting-edge innovation in the champagne industry, direct from champagne soul to drilling barrels here in Kentucky, to pouring 12-liter bottles of champagne.
More bigger that I never opened.
The biggest bottle you've ever opened of yours, yeah. Yes.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we always like to share a bottle, Cédric, so what are we drinking here?
It was a very special bottle because 3 years ago, we did our century, and this bottle was made for the century. This is Hommage à Quille 100% Meunier, because 100 years ago in Quille it was only Meunier, no other grape variety. So one town, one grape variety, 1 gram of sugar. Voilà. So Hommage à Quille was just made for party.
Well, we know John likes to party, so it's
do.
perfect for John.
And if you've never had Cédric Mousse's wines, these new labels on the inside is quite cheeky. It reminds me of your personality. Yes?
Yeah.
It says, hello, we're going to know each other very well. I already love you. If you want to tame me, I'll tell you a secret. I love tall wine glasses and feel cramped and small flutes. It's up to you. I'm waiting for you.
So how did the idea for that come about, the inside label?
The outside of the paper caps, it's right, déshabillez-moi, undress me. So the bottle, when you open, talk to you.
Yes.
And each time we open on bottle, the message is little bit different.
A little bit different, yeah.
How many different scripts are there?
22 for the moment.
22? So you never know what you're going to get.
Cédric's crazy if you don't know.
But, a reason to open more bottles of Mousse then, right?
Oh,
Yeah, just for have some message.
And to make sure that people stop drinking things in flutes, right? We want them to drink in bigger glasses.
So sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the story of a glass?
No?
The cup. The
yes.
cup, the Marie Antoinette was made around the Marie Antoinette.
The breast.
Voilà.
Wow.
But at this period,
Cheers.
At this period, the champagne was super sweet, like more than 70 grams per liter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not really good like today. So the large glass was perfect because you smell nothing. Later, the flute arrived. It's when the marketing arrived.
Yeah.
Just for talk about the bubbles because it was very beautiful. But
Yeah.
one more time, if you smell the champagne
Nothing.
just near the flute, you smell nothing.
Yeah.
With this type of white Burgundy glass,
Yeah.
if the champagne is really good, this is really good. If it's bad, you feel of course that it's bad. Voilà. So today we don't make any more champagne. We make wine from champagne. We need this type of glass.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah. I will say that, it's always the sommelier nod, though, when they like, no, just bring the white wine glasses. And they give you the, okay, yes, we're all on the same page.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or maybe not.
It's the inside.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's important. You want to get your nose in there. You want to be able to smell the wine.
Of course.
Yeah. And
So you're the champion of Meunier. Mm-hmm. It's your love. Why Meunier?
It's not my fault. No, we are in a terroir where the soil is not really deep.
Yeah.
So you need a very rustic grape variety, and the Pinot Noir is evolution. The Meunier is evolution of Pinot Noir, and this vine is very, very rustic. So even if we have a very dry summer, like no water during 3 months, it's not a big deal because the Meunier have a really good comportment and never stress when we don't have water. If we plant the Pinot Noir or Chardonnay in the same soil, the Pinot Noir and Chardonnay become very yellow. We block completely the maturity. And at the end, when you arrive to the harvest, the grapes are never ripe. For the Meunier, it's never a problem. The grapes are ripe. Also, the Meunier produces less grapes. So if we have dry summer, you have less impact. And the form of the grapes are very different. Chardonnay grow like that, Pinot Noir grow like that, Meunier grow like that. Wow. So you can imagine that if we push, when during the 70s the chemicals arrive and nitrate for increase the production, the berries grow.
Yes.
And the comportment of the meuniers could be very bad during this period.
Yeah.
Because when you arrive to the harvest, the grapes was like,
Sad.
and when we pick the grapes, we burn the grapes directly in the vineyard. So we start oxidation, we start skin contact. So we need an allergic product. Well, it was not the wonderful period for the meunier. And maybe that's why, still maybe 20 years ago, people talk about, yes, meunier, it's impossible to age or it's impossible to keep fresh. It was true.
Then.
The meunier at this period feel like oaks or very old honey.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
But when we came back to organic growing, like biodynamic growing, the grapes was a little bit more tiny. The berries was very like strong, and the people start to say, "Wow, meunier is good."
Yeah.
You guys have a unique terroir there, the green clay and quill, right? That is also very good for that, right?
Alors, we are completely lucky. I say very often that if you give me the same terroir of meunier at 5 kilometers without the green clay, I can't make the same champagne. The green clay is super rich in iron oxide. And about the meunier champagne, you bring the champagne in citrus fruits, white peach,
Yeah.
sometimes white flower. We have little bit in the vintage 2020. And also super rich in magnesium. And like a volcano soil in Italy, everything you grow in magnesium will get some bitterness. If you plant tomatoes in a magnesium soil in Italy, the tomato become bitter. That's why maybe our Italian friends love all bitterness. All the bitter come from Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Because since they are very small, they eat vegetables very bitter.
You do some unique things, though. You give your vine supplements, I hear. You eat little tonics, right? Tell me more about these, right?
But the energy,
Thirsty.
They're thirsty.
we do so much experience about that. But all the wine in the world who come from biodynamic is just you bring life in your soil, and never you use chemicals, or never you can use something who are not natural. So finally, you never block the life in the soil, in the grapes. In one grapes, you have so much yeast, in enzyme, bacteria. And if you bring until the end, until in our glass, the wine with nothing, you have more energy. Why? And what is energy? Sometimes you have two wonderful wine in a glass, but you don't know why. One, when you put the glass in your mouth, you have sometimes the pain in your back, or people talk about emotion. Voilà. It's all the time this type of wine, organic or biodynamic. Voilà. And when you live this experience, you want one more time test this type of wine. So I do a lot of experimentation. One for the moment is the same champagne who age in my classic cellar, and the same bottle that I age in a cellar, but behind the hotel of church. In a place where all the church, the cathedral in the world are built for increase the level of energy. Like when you push the door of one church, most part of the time you feel really good. And all the church, all the cathedral are built for maximum of people come, take time in this place and feel good. Voilà. So just one guy that we call André Bovy, just after before the Second World War, worked about energy, the energy of water, energy of a tree, of wine, of food, of cathedral, some place. And if we are sleep really good, with good food, some sport, we are at 20,000 Bovis units, you and me. For give you idea, the cellar in Cuil are at 30,000 Bovis units.
Okay.
The church are at 200,000 Bovis units.
Wow. You know, it reminds me of this. There was this experiment that I read about a while ago, and it definitely stuck in my brain. And the experiment was with water. It was just natural, like, water, and you probably know what I'm going with this. And they like put a bunch of like negative words on it, and then another one they like, you know, put a lot of positive words on it. Another one, they put in different environments, and then they went back and looked at the water and kind of, and these microscopes, and the water was completely different. Like, it's this transfer of energy is an interesting dialogue. So you see that in the wine. You see that in the when you go
After
back
we
and
take
put
a
it-
public like 20 people that we put around the table, 3 glasses, A, B, C. My glass is A, B, church, C, the cellar. And my neighbors are A, C, the cellar, B, the church. And we just ask to each one, do you find the different glass? If people say, my different glass is A, do you prefer A or B, C? And third question, why you prefer? If 70% of the public find the different glass, the test is significative. Voilà.
Wow.
So we already do the test with 6 series with different public, and 5 series was significative.
Really? Did you
So-
try other things but beyond a church, like different environments or different places or things that have different energies? if
For
you
the
will?
moment, I start this experimentation since only 2 years. So the global idea is if the wine at the end is like, wow, I have a project to try to build a cellar with like cathedral inspiration. We take care with network Curie, network Armand, the water will pass not too far, the exposition, some rocks, some water with a lot of
Some
biodynamic.
beautiful nature sounds, go all in, right? It's like a spa. It's a spa
Yeah.
for the wine cellar.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But we can work a lot about that. And the bottle could be
Yeah.
Sure.
the empty bottle.
This is something that you're always big on the energy and the innovation of it too, right?
Yeah.
So can we talk about the new bottles?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I'm excited to talk about this. This is such a fun topic.
Because it goes in the same thing. Because you're talking about the design of a cathedral, right? It's meant to evoke that positive energy. But this bottle that you are working on, if you want to tell us about this.
The story started 10 years ago when during a testing like that, experimental, we opened half bottle and magnum the same day from the same harvest, from the same bottling. And these days, 10 years ago, I decided to stop to do a half bottle. And the same day I say, it's sad because we should do only magnum. And one of my phantasms was create a bottle who tastes like a magnum, of course. Voilà. So after 6 years, we meet like a company of glass, or talk a little bit, and I understand that the project could be complicated because company of glass have a lot of problem about the stronger, because in one bottle of champagne we have 6 atmosphere of pressure inside,
A lot of pressure.
3 times like more than a tire in a car.
Yeah.
So we need 1 year more for write like in a white paper all the project, and we create 1 bottle. So 3 years ago we start to be a little bit precise. The 2 idea was make the bottle would taste like a magnum, 75 centiliter, but with the same taste. And second, of course, was decrease the weight of the bottle. The bottle that we know today are more than 100 years old. So, of course, today maybe we can do something better. So we designed a new bottle. The first inspiration about energy was exactly the same inspiration that when 1,200 years ago we built a cathedral. It was, if you read a lot of books about pyramid, Inca temple, church, cathedral, you find all the time 2 things. The golden ratio, Fibonacci, like the eggs.
Yep.
If you take eggs like that, you can press with your finger vertically. It's impossible to break the eggs.
Can't crack them.
And the second thing is a number pi. A number pi. Well. So we design a bottle with these 2 things. So all the shoulder of the bottle, intern and extern, is built with the golden ratio. And for the number pi, we just take the size of one classic bottle multiplication per pi, and you have the new size of the champagne bottle. Voilà. These two things do that exactly like the eggs. You have intern pressure stronger than today, and external pressure stronger than the classic bottle. And we decrease the weight like 20%.
That's insane. So we were
And
telling
the
us
size
about this.
is
Same size.
It's slightly smaller, right, from the images you showed us. So, like, just to recap for everybody, because this is just when he told us this, I was kind of like, wow, that's amazing. So more surface, and tell me if I'm correct here, Cédric. More surface expression for time contact on lees, similar to a Magnum, but smaller in weight and has better pressure holding than the traditional bottle. That's a lot of like things to be able to solve for in one bottle. That's amazing.
And the opening.
Alors,
And the opening, of course,
about the Magnum testing,
which gives it closer,
the neck of the bottle is now 3 millimeter more smaller. So the hole, of course, is more smaller. So the cork is more smaller. Cork is cork and oxygen. If the cork is more small, you have less oxygen. Also, the gas chamber in a Magnum is 2.4%. In a bottle, it's 3%. With a new bottle, it's 2.4%. And the last thing, but the more important thing, is about aging on a lees. In our winery, when we do the bottling, we add some sugar, we add some yeast, and we close the bottle. The sugar eats the yeast, eats the oxygen, dissolve oxygen inside the wine, but also the oxygen that we have in a gas room, and transform the oxygen in CO2, and we increase a little bit the alcohol. After 3-4 months of fermentation, the bottle, of course, is horizontal. The yeast died and fall in all the bottle. And we call the contact yeast and wine, we call that autolyse. Autolyse is when after year, the yeast is destroyed. So you can imagine that the contact with a Magnum and the bottle is completely different. But if your bottle is more compact, you decrease the autolyse in a bottle, and our goal was to create exactly the same autolyse that in the Magnum. Voilà. So if you have less gas, if you have the same autolyse that the Magnum, in blind test, little bit like we talked before in triangular test A, B, C, it's impossible to find the difference between the new bottle, the Light 26, and the Magnum that we know today.
That's wild. So the autolysis is creating the same experience within a smaller bottle because of the air component as well as the bottle shape. So when do these bottles come to market? Like when we see them in market?
The bottle will arrive in summer 2026 in the market. The first bottle, the more younger wine, like l'Esquisse, little bit after Eugène and Vignement Village, Eugène Rosé. Voilà.
And you're gonna move all of the cuvées into these bottles.
100% of my range will be in this bottle.
What was the process getting it approved with the Champagne Committee? And
Alors, we are super lucky because in Champagne we are completely autonomous in the world. This is the only glass laboratory. Of course, all the company of glass have. Voilà, but we are neutral, so my bottle are still tested today per the Champagne, but also per the company who develop this bottle, Saber Glass. It's a French company, made in France. And it's also important about the carbon footprint, not too far from my winery. Also, the new bottle, during transportation, you can put 20% more bottle in each truck. So you can imagine
decrease the loads
for distributors and for retailers and for on-premise folks. That's amazing.
It's a lot.
Less
for
weight.
one container, it's more than 6,000 bottles more per
6,000 bottles
in a
more
container.
in one container.
Wow,
that's a lot. The
changes the game.
changes the game completely. So we had talked about this. We were kind of running around drilling out barrels, so talking about how are you gonna allow other people to use this bottle, and the CIVC is, as John was mentioning, are totally fine with that.
We will see. We don't know for the moment. For the moment, we are in a phase that the committee will test during 3 years this bottle. For be sure that during all the process, no risk for my team and so tomorrow maybe the people who will use this bottle. And also for be sure that, I don't know, this bottle also have all the security for the consumer.
Yeah.
So it's just
safe.
Development phase. For be honest, we believe today that this bottle is very, very strong because when we cut the bottle in different pieces, all the glass is very important.
Yeah.
Voilà. So...
Well, we'll be reading about you 100 years from now. It'll be like, and then Cédric Mousse invented the bottle that we use today. And this is,
Voilà. So for the moment, I will be alone, of course. And but maybe next year, some other people, like it's also experimental.
Yeah.
Maybe some other grower, maybe one cooperative, maybe one negociant will try also with different machine to use this bottle for understand if everything is okay.
And use it with a jar palette and other different things that you would normally use in
I have
production.
already a good idea, but
It's going to take time.
Yeah.
And this bottle also arrive, and we never change the gyro palette. We don't change the palette. We don't change the machine.
It works fine on your system. That's good. And the bottling line and all that, right? Because that's a conversion too, potentially. They're almost the same size.
Because she's more smaller, but it's like the labeling machine. You can label Magnum bottle, half bottle. So you just...
It's not a big change, massive change.
No.
That's super exciting. That's, you talk about innovation, like changing the bottle that's been used for so long. That is, it takes a special kind of, envisionment and then bringing that to life. So that's really cool. So
that's what Cédric is.
This is super exciting development for me because before that I don't know the glass world, and it's super technical, and I meet of course a lot of wonderful technicians. It was the beginning of a story was 2 companies of glass. One won't continue, and the one Saber Glass would say yes, maybe we can do. During one big meeting, they organized a meeting just for know if all the production was agree for develop this bottle with me, and they vote.
Yep.
And only 2 vote change the face. So
very tight.
Yeah, but today Saber Glass and all the team are super happy because
it's new
the
development.
challenge was complicated, but the result is
I can
amazing.
definitely relate. I mean, here at Hawthorne, we create all kinds of weird stuff, honestly. I mean, nothing to the level of that, but I know sometimes you go and you innovate an item and you kind of got to go, actually, I don't think this is going to work. This is not going to scale, Do we continue, and we're stubborn and we keep going, and, you had to uncover. So that's, in a small nutshell, I totally understand that process and how. So there's 2 years, you say? 2 years for the
development, yes, was only 2 years. So finally, it's
pretty quick.
When Saber Glass decide to go, 2 years later, the bottle birth.
We were there the day that you guys were trying it out. That was fun.
First small bottling, you was here.
Yeah. It was very cool to see. We had the hot gossip.
About all that.
We knew that Cédric was working on something new and crazy.
I was a little bit stressful.
I bet, right?
But then I came over and gave you a massage.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
John's handsy.
It was wonderful.
Watch out.
A good memory.
He's handsy. So, we got to definitely bring this up. So you got the plane you were in Champagne Soul, right? Just recently. And you've been on the gauntlet. So we
actually started Hawaii. Let's do the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So Hawaii.
What are you doing in Hawaii? I don't miss that
Working the market.
Working the market? Yeah.
For the Food and Wine Festival.
For the Food and Wine Festival, yeah.
Oh, that one, okay. And then,
nice.
But you landed, and then we took you out to our friends at Bardstown Bourbon Company, and I know you distilled, for the Village and Ratafia, and that's a crazy scale there that they do at these big bourbon distilleries here, right? We got it.
It was more bigger than my small distillery.
What did you think about all that?
This is my grandfather who built with all the grower in Cuil, the small distillery.
Yeah.
And it was in 1947.
47, wow.
And now we continue to use. So every year middle of January during 2 months.
Yeah.
Grower after grower, we use this place for distillation.
What kind of still do you have there? Do you have like a hybrid still? Is it a pot still? Is it?
It's a copper one, 300 liter, warmed by fire.
Oh, okay, so like
it's
a 12-liter old school like copper pot still.
Completely
Yeah,
old
yeah.
school.
Yeah, very old
So
school.
we do a
1947.
double distillation for obtain alcohol around 80 degree.
Around 80, okay.
So
You know, when we were visiting, one of the wives of one of the champagne makers were visiting is like, you don't want to be around in January where all the champagne makers are getting together and doing the Ratafia. They come back, just get out of this house.
could be dangerous.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I grew up here in Kentucky, and my family kind of works in some ways different people in the distillery world, and so it's very much ingrained here. Like I remember as a kid, we'd wake up. I lived next to Wild Turkey when I was a kid, and you smell the fermenting bats. I just thought that's how it smelled outside. Like,
Yeah?
When I went to like the city to visit my parents or my grandparents, they were like, I was like, it smell like, why doesn't that smell? It
Smell really good.
Yeah.
used to that smell.
What you enjoyed your time over at Bardstown Bourbon Company? Yes.
Yes, it was very amazing because I love distillation and
Yeah.
it was huge, very technical.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry of the UK whiskey,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the Bourbon one are very delicate, very fine. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Nice.
And getting to see the rick houses, the change.
We test all the seeds in fermentation.
Yeah.
I discovered a lot of things.
Yeah, nice.
It was fun to drill out barrels. That's always the funnest part, to drill out barrels and try different stuff. So
Yeah.
we may have some footage dropping on that. It's a fun time. Well, one of the things we talked about, which I'm super excited about, is we've been trying to bring folks back. And I mean, next year, different champagne producers for what we've kind of dubbed as La Farm. Kind of talking with Lafette and bringing folks down and doing and merging kind of the distillers here and what's going on in bourbon country and
Especially with
the
all the
champagne?
champagne grower who do their own distillation.
Yeah.
Because I'm not alone. Today, a lot of spirits are made in Champagne. We call Ratafia champenois. So we do, of course, white alcohol from the non-AOC champagne.
Yeah.
So we keep everything, even the berries.
Yeah.
We distem the berries. Berries, of course, we still have some sugar inside. So
yeah.
we do a distillation after fermentation. And so we call that marc de champagne. And when it's just grape juice after fermentation, it's fin de champagne.
Yeah.
And we can use both per blend for avoid that the grape juice start in fermentation during the next harvest. So we do one harvest, we make the wine for make the alcohol. So we do a distillation during the winter. And during the second harvest, we block the fermentation. We don't start the fermentation per the blend of the white alcohol.
Tell me a little bit more about your Ratafia.
It was one more experience in the beginning. I put some Ratafia, like in wine globe.
Yeah.
Blow per.
Yeah.
And I live maybe 1 year and a half the first time
On the roof.
on the roof,
Yeah.
and it was
And it's to understand, he's talking about it's a glass.
Like a demijohn.
A demijohn.
Damijan.
Damijan.
Yes, voilà.
Yeah.
And I live like that. With like not forget, but we don't test. And after 1 year and a half, the sommelier, the Royal Champagne, came to a visit, and we test in a barrel directly the Ratafia. And I say, attends, we have something to test, exactly the same Ratafia, but aged during 1 year and a half.
Exposed to the elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With very high temperature, very cold during the winter.
Yep.
And we test that. The result was completely crazy. And this guy say, I won't buy all the wine globe. It was 220 liter.
Oh, wow.
Voilà. So I leave for 180 liter. We keep some.
Yeah.
And after I put one more wine globe, and after so much Damijan in the roof, and now we have some Damijan also in the wall, and we live 2 years before bottling, and it's very interesting. Wonderful with cheese, in particular if it's powerful cheese like blue cheese.
Blue cheese, yeah.
Wow.
I get some funky flavors there. I'm interested to try that next time. I'm assuming that probably doesn't make it out of France there.
We will do that.
Maybe if you come to the event tonight, you can try.
We will bring some.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, well, I gotta catch a flight.
The
but
best
maybe
is
send me some.
you test in parallel exactly the same. one that we call La Recette d'Edmond. Edmond is my grandfather, the Edmond recipe.
Oh, yeah.
And in parallel, you test from the same production le Ratafia sur le toit that you call le Ratafia.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Your family's got an interesting history, though, in Queil with the resistance, too, during the World Wars, yes?
Ouais.
This is a wild story.
We have a lot of links with US because when Eugene started in 1923, 3 years after, he have no customer for sell his champagne. 165 people in a town. No good for business.
Yeah.
And one guy buy the first car in town in 1926. It was Évrard Thomas, and he buy one Citroën B14.
Okay.
And he bring Eugene in Paris. They start just with 2 boxes in wood with 25 bottles in each box for try to find some customer in Paris. And they find one guy.
Eugene, your grandfather.
Eugene, my great-grandfather.
Yeah.
Find one guy. It was American guys. Who was before owner of one company of catering here
Okay.
in New York.
Yep.
And it was prohibition here in United States.
Yes.
So the business fall for him. So he leave for Paris. And Paris, after the First World War, it was a big restart we call les années folles, the crazy year.
Yeah.
And
People partying and
so much development. So,
Yeah.
And after 3 years, these guys buy 100% of Eugene's production.
yeah.
So until the Second World War,
Yeah.
he bring cases in wooden box with horses and trailer in the train station at 6 kilometers from our winery. And the bottle goes in Paris per train.
Yeah.
That's why in the bottle of Eugene, you have small train.
The small train.
You have the American connection here. See, this is how it's working, right?
Lot of connection, yeah.
Now I try to buy 100% of your production, but I'm very far off right now.
By just the big bottle.
Yeah.
And during the Second World War, Eugene and his son Edmond is my grandfather, was resistant. They was in the network Possum. And the network Possum was built for take care of all the pilots who crash plane between London and Germany. So they crash plane between Champagne and Belgium. And Vallée de la Marne, or terroir, was the picking place because you have a lot of hills. And it was discreet during the night for the plane to came from London to land in the middle of Vallée de la Marne, pick the England and American pilot who crash and bring back in London. Voilà. So in my family, we keep some days, some week, some month, some American, some England people, pilot,
Yeah.
take care of them,
Yep.
and after put in a plane. Voilà.
Yeah.
But after 2 years and a half, the network Possum fall, and one morning, one SS every 6 meters was around the house of my family.
Oh, wow.
And they start to check if they find proof.
Yeah.
And they find one American gun at the top of one
Shelf.
yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a proof. So, of course, they take Eugene. And Eugene have 3 children. So they ask to Suzanne, my great-grandmother, choose between one of your son, which one go with the SS. My great-grandmother chose Edmond because it was Edmond, my grandfather, who was in the network Possum. And she keep the oldest for continue to farm. Because when Edmond leave, he was 17 years old. He can't drive a tractor or well.
Yeah.
Voilà. So Eugene never come back. The SS came in June 44, and he died in March 1945. And Edmond, my grandfather, came back 11 months and a half later. When he lived, he was 17. When he came back, he was 18. He was 1 meter and 76 centimeter, and for only 36 kilo when he come back. Wow. So he was a little bit break, also break here.
Yeah.
Because he was very young and he saw so much bad thing. And he don't know the winemaking. So he have to learn for continue to work the vineyard. And so he was a little bit break in the back. So he get operation in Paris. He sleep 1 year in a table So he can prune vineyard during one complete day. But he learned winemaking and distillation in Haï, not too far from Épernay.
Yeah.
And he get a passion for that. He was a teacher after for so much grower, because finally not too much grower make wine at this period. So he teach so much people who became grower and winemaker. And later in 1976, my father start to help him. So my father was more in the vineyard in the beginning. And of course, my grandfather continued to be winemaker. And make wonderful wine. And they was not agree in the beginning because it was the generation who won't use chemicals and nitrate. And so my father finished per use chemicals and nitrate during 8 years, between 1976 and 1984.
Yeah.
And in 1984, my grandfather organized like a vertical. So they test like 15 vintage, the 15 last vintage. And my father understand that finally the last vintage, since he used chemicals, was more dilute, less complex, and aged not really good. Like the oaks taste, the old honey taste. So after, in 1984, restart to put a grass in the vineyard. So
in 84.
He take two decisions. One,
early on.
That's early on.
change,
Yeah.
and So I'm proud about him because it's maybe super complicated when 100% of, not 100, but 98% of the
There was very
champagne.
few people
still
doing
chemical.
that at that time frame, right?
Now you taking on that role now. You're the teacher because I did my champagne master with the French wine scholar, and you teach like half of the classes on there.
We just pass in this world, so everything that we learn, we try to transfer to our children, to some intern who come in our winery, but
course.
also in Champagne, this is wonderful because all the new generation share so much.
Yeah. A lot of camaraderie.
And we are very
It's a
lucky.
great course. So the French wine scholar, they do a great job. I think me and John were both doing it. The coursework during COVID was interesting. So
How'd that come about for you? For the French Wine Scholar Guild?
do they come to you? Or you come to them?
Every year.
Every year they come.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I love that because we can talk a little bit technique.
More technical.
Yeah. It's very technical, but and you know that I love develop lot of different things when we worked about the mine software for the petrol software. We give headache. So we work in different way about the healthy vineyard. Today we start to have wonderful result. Like this is Chinese medicine. If we are sure that our vineyard is super healthy, the vineyard can't be sick. So yesterday it was impossible.
We were talking about that earlier, and I kind of asked the question: is these supplements that you give the? Can you talk more about those? Like what all is in these?
It's the milkshakes.
No. We can do SEP analysis in the vineyard exactly like we do blood analysis.
Okay.
So we obtain 20 different information. We can know the quantity of magnesium, silicate, iron, and voilà. And exactly like I love this example, but if you have a young mother who give milk to a baby during 6 months, most part of the time she need iron. And if she need iron, she's sad, she have a problem for sleep, it could be depressive. Give to her some iron during some week, and after, no more problem. Voilà. So it's like you have one vertical barrel with 20 pieces of wood. If one piece are at 50%, the iron, you have a liquid and you can't fill the barrel at more than 50%. So my work is check all my plot and be sure that all the wood are at 100%. If the barrel is at 100%, even if you have a lot of rain, if you put just a small protection of copper and sulfur, like the solar cream. I talk about solar cream. Copper is for mildew. Sulfur is for oidium. And if you get too much rain, you have to respray a little bit.
Again, yeah.
But if inside you are super healthy, It's like us. You sleep pretty good food, some sport, you're never sick.
Yeah.
Well, if you never sleep, you do a party every day. This could be complicated.
You're gonna need some iron. You're gonna need a lot more iron.
I think we all need a little iron from this weekend.
Metaphorical, but
So today we have so much technique for correct that, and the biodynamic is the base.
Yeah.
So biodynamic in glass of water, you have very big drop of water and some very small. And if you spray in your vine leaf, only the very small drop go inside the stomach. The big one can't go. So the dynamization is just one very big drop of water. It's 100,000 H2O. So HHO, and you have a small leaks between the hydrogen and oxygen. When you do dynamization, you put in a big bucket the water, you turn in one side, you create a vortex, and after you turn in the other side and you create a KO. So the KO is just the mechanic for break the small links hydrogen, oxygen. So your drops are very big. After you have only very, very small drop inside your glass. So after, when you add some iron, you can spray the leaf and 100% of the water go in the stomach. More efficient. Well, of course, we have to take care to the pH, because when we do the solar cream with the sulfur, the pH of the vineyard is between 6.8 and 7.2, like our pH. If you add some sulfur, the pH increase at 9.5. You can imagine that if we spray 9.5 to the leaf, the stomach, it closes. So one more time, even if you do dynamization, the water can't go in the stomach. But if you do dynamization, you're sure about your pH, you can spray what you want, and after control the sep, and you know that you're efficient. Voilà. So when we spray, we have different machines and a complete organization around the nutriment. So I prepare the day before, and this machine I put some iron, some silicate. This machine I put some magnesium, and after we correct all the vineyard like that, and you have
guys
a super
have such
strong.
a blend of both precision and innovation, but also this kind of biodynamic and going back to the natural. You try to balance that really well, right?
I use the tools that we have today. La Loubise Leroy, long times ago, maybe 40, 50 years, use a lot of different plants, the same plant that me. La Loubise Leroy just feel the thing. She know that if the vineyard become a little bit yellow at this period, she needs some iron.
She knew what she needed, yeah.
So just per feeling.
You don't have to go to the lab. You just fill
I
it
have
and
more
see what
options
it
because
needs.
we are super precise, because we know so much thing.
You're always on the innovative side. That's what makes you fun. Also, I think, we talked about some of the wines these days as this oxidative style of winemaking, right? And you were saying that, sometimes we need to make champagne that is not always gastronomique and overly complex with these oxidative notes. You make very
Sometimes you need
fun,
to do a glue.
fun, some fun drinking wine. I think that's why your wines are such the price point's very good, the value, and I think
we need
people
everything. And I have one part of my vineyard very, very steep with a soil not really deep.
Yeah.
With grapes very, very complex, because the production is small with small berries. Les fortes terres, par exemple.
Yeah.
For example, this is maybe more like wine for food pairing.
Yeah.
After, you have some plot less deep with a soil more deeper. Of course, with green clay.
Yeah.
If you have so much green clay, we can do les terres d'élite, also very complex, but this is the terroir we bring the complexity. But if you have more deeper soil with fine piece of green clay, it's more delicate wine.
Yeah.
And we need also some champagne. We are with friends, we drink one glass, we need one more, and that's it.
Yeah. Or if we're going to the beach.
Voilà.
What's so when we talk about that, obviously, listeners are going to think about your line and the different bottlings that you do, the different cuvées. when you talk about those different styles, what would you like label your cuvées to say, hey, this one is more of the pairing, this is the more lean? Can you talk that through just to kind of let our listeners kind of know what they should expect from your bottles?
Alors, at the beginning, we build maybe the different cuvées per filling like that. But now I have one wonderful game is I give all the lineup to one chef and one sommelier, and they test all the range, and after they build a complete menu with different dish, one dish per cuvée. Alors they choose 6-7 cuvées, maybe sometimes some Ratafia, and I discover my range per somebody else.
Yeah,
who are
the
wonderful
taste.
professional.
Yeah.
So we have a big table in Tuile,
a lot of fun.
24 people, and the chef came from everywhere and built a complete menu around the wine, and each time is wonderful. And the more interesting is nobody talk, of course, with nobody, and each time, for example, les vignes de mon village, the chef and the sommelier look for white fish.
Interesting.
Each time, la confiance de mon père ou rosé de saignée, they bring beef like steak tartare.
Yeah.
And each time, le Ratafia is with a cheese.
Yeah.
So I say nothing, and they taste, and voilà. So today, when we scan the bottle, we have a small RFID system.
Yeah.
So with your phone, you can just bring just near the bottle, and you get the application WID, WID, and you have all the chef who shows cuvée per cuvée different recipe, and you can have idea when you buy the bottle. Maybe I can do this type of food.
That's a lot of fun.
But it could be a burger. Eugene, burger and pizza work super good.
Sometimes a burger hits the spot with a bottle of champagne. Or some fried chicken.
Or for some fried chicken, like that Chicken King on the drive,
Of course,
right?
of course.
And your first time eating coleslaw on this trip, too.
Coleslaw, really? First time?
Yes.
What?
It was
Welcome to Kentucky.
Welcome Kentucky.
So, we, one of the things we do here is we always have kind of a disgorgement portion of what we do.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to we could probably do this all day, but I got to catch a flight today, so it's a little crazy, right? So the disgorgement side of what we do is where we give you lightning round questions. So the idea is to answer quickly, kind of whatever inspires you immediately, whatever kind of pops out.
No think.
No.
Quick.
The disgorging à la volée?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's gonna say a question. Like, what's your favorite current champagne? And then you're going to go, boom. Okay?
My favorite?
You'll see. But quick.
We're going to go quick. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, I understand. Okay,
Yes,
sorry,
yes,
sorry.
yes.
All right. Most memorable restaurant experience ever?
Malang-Souris, Luxembourg, Cyril Mollard.
Wow. Boom. Very specific.
Extremely specific. I like that. If you could make a cuvée with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Anselme Sélos.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. We have done this so many times, so I have a lot of them in my pocket ready to go. If you have to drink one other wine other than champagne for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Chenin Blanc, Saumur.
Chenin Blanc. Okay, so man. Let's see. The producer that inspired you most to make your cuvées.
Maybe one guy who do so much experimentation like me is Manu Ventur for the Clos Venturi in Corsica.
Oh.
Okay, in Corsica.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you could port yourself anywhere in the world, right? And you could be there with your family, where would it be?
Where you travel to?
Where do you travel to? The travel destination.
Scandinavie.
Where?
Yeah, in the north, like north or
Scandinavia?
Scandinavia.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Scandinavia. You're quick with this. You're actually good. Everybody
He's-
else
yeah,
is like,
he's-
thinking,
he's
like,
on
I
it.
got this. I got
He's
this.
good.
Yeah. So this is I already know the answer, so I'm gonna have a little fun here. Is bourbon or Scotch?
Bourbon.
Bourbon. See, right answer. Right answer. The wine or the cuvée that you're most proud of that you've ever made.
Maybe les vignes de mon village. Huh. Maybe la confiance de mon père. Sorry, la confiance de mon père.
Yeah,
The story is start very bad, but the result is wonderful.
It came out in the end, right?
In 2011, my father was the only winemaker, and I say, Dad, I love Rosé de Saignée. You have to do Rosé de Saignée. And he tell me, you make Rosé de Saignée is the beginning of red wine vinification.
Yeah.
And he say, you make wine in Napa Valley, in Santa Elena. You make wine in Bordeaux, red. So you have to do the Rosé de Saignée. So he give me in 2011 one of the more beautiful plot of Meunier in Cuil, and I decide the harvest. I decide all the winemaking. After 6 months, the wine was bullshit. So, and my father was very respectable, so much charisma.
Yeah.
And he said, we have to put that in distillation. So he do that. And we never talk after about that. So the 6 months after, I want to understand the mistake, and I meet like people like Olivier Oriot from Rosé d'Hérisset, and a lot of good guys who make beautiful rosé, but not only in Champagne.
Okay.
And talk after talk, I understand my mistake. So 2 days before harvest 2012, I tell to my father, Dad, I make a mistake last year because for this reason. And could you give me one small part of the plot for try to do one more time a small barrel? And he said, no, I leave you all the plot. If you make a mistake one time, it's not a big deal. If you do the mistake 2 times, it's just because you're stupid. Voilà.
The pressure's on.
So in 2012, the result was really good, even if during each night, I wake up during the night. I put the alarm 3 hours after go sleeping for control if the balance was not during a night. And we need 7 days before do the real saignée.
Yeah.
So 7 wake up. And the result was really, really good. In the beginning, it was the special...
What vintage was this?
I'm sorry?
What vintage?
12.
12, yeah.
Ouais, 2012. And in the beginning, it was Rosé de Saignée Special Club.
Oh, yeah.
Who become now la confiance de mon père. So now it's my father's trust.
Yeah. I see.
Voilà.
That's a good
That's
one
a good
there.
story.
It leads me into the next question is, what vintages of champagne should we be drinking right now? Like what's drinking right now,
little
in your
bit
opinion?
old, 2013. I'm completely in love
13?
with 13. It was very, very late harvest. We start the 4th October. For give you idea, 2012 we start the 16th September. 2011 we start the 29th August.
Yeah.
Voilà. And the best was the more late.
The ripeness now.
Yeah, the ripeness, yeah.
After you have 2019, who are huge. If you see 2019, every bottle of champagne
we were hanging out with Canton Parody. He said the same thing. He said, you guys are all trading the 19s. The 19s are where it's at.
The balance was wonderful.
Yeah. We were talking, the 2008s everyone was really into, and we talked the other day as they seem to be really kind of peaked.
I mean, the 8s, the 12s are doing good, and I think at some point, even a good vintage kind of turns over, right?
2008, for example, I prefer 9.
Yeah.
8 start to be tired a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the bad vintage? I think there's a very special bottle out there that I'm a huge fan of, the Orage. And that's 21.
It's good vintage, but not
Terrible vintage for you.
Right.
But the concept of what transpired, I think, is the identity of champagne. Very camaraderie.
Ouais.
Yeah.
One more time, the 19th June 2021, we get like a big storm, like a hurricane.
Yeah.
We lost in 35 minutes, 85% of our harvest.
Yeah.
So it was very special because in July, no more leaf.
85%
in the
of the
vineyard.
harvest.
Oh,
Yeah.
85%.
That's a lot.
And during harvest, it was very local in the Vallée de la Marne. And in other place in Champagne, all the Chardonnays area was super safe. And during the harvest, I have some call, like Etienne Calsac, who called me, Cédric, I keep one plot for you. You have to come for pick the grapes. And one over, and one over, and one over. And 11 friends during harvest give me 30,000 kilos of grapes
Oh, wow.
of Chardonnay. I'm
Which
Meunier's,
you don't
I'm
work with
Meunier's
Chardonnay.
winemaker.
Yeah.
So what is Chardonnay?
Yeah. Well,
And so I produced 26,000 bottles because we finally decide to blend all the Chardonnay from everywhere. So it's a little bit crazy because you have all the Champagne terroir. You have Quiméridien from
Yeah.
Côte des Bars. You have, of course, Cholk from Côte des Blancs. You have some clay from Vallée de la Marne. You have terroir of Verzy. You have sand from Vallée de l'Arde. Voilà. And the blend is very, very interesting. The wine is really good. I just hope never
Champagne house.
restart this bottle.
never do that again. But I
Voilà.
do think it's a good metaphor for champenoise. Everyone, again, shares a lot of information. The growers are very open. It's the champagne we talked about. Everyone's trying to lift champagne. So if everyone does well, the brand of champagne does well.
Yeah, and everybody help everybody. If my friends break the engine of his tractor, he come and he take my tractor.
You don't have a tractor. You got little robots.
I have two robots. It's not completely mine.
But I mean, it definitely kind of pulls me back to the bourbon industry here. It's very similar here. It's changed because it's grown so crazy here. It's very big, as you can see, but it's very much that camaraderie, and it's very cool to see that in Champagne as well. So
You can see last week Champagne Seoul, we was 45 grower. Everybody are friends. Everybody make party together. We share champagne, and this is wonderful. And next at the end of this week, we will be in Los Angeles for La Fête.
La Fête.
And La Fête is
La Fête
just La
represents.
Fête.
Shout out
It's wonderful.
Daniel and the
Yeah.
Fête team.
Yeah, thank you to Peter and Daniel and John Young and Peter for Champagne Seoul. It's a wonderful event in the world, and it's only champagne.
You were saying too, we were talking to, I think you were talking about in Korea and even maybe at Nouvelle, that yesterday it was a joy to see so many young people drinking champagne.
It's crazy. It's a good news.
Yes?
And in Champagne Seoul, it was my first surprise. So much 100 people, maybe the average age was 35 years old.
yeah. Wow.
Very young.
But I tell you yesterday that I was very happy to see in Nouvelle all the knowledge about the young people, American young people, maybe because you're a wonderful ambassador. But they drink beautiful champagne. We share some beautiful bottles.
Oh, some crazy bottles,
But it was, it's a really good news.
Yeah. You like the detailed questions. There was no surface talking.
It's funny because I remember the first year that I went to La Fête, I got a discount because I was under 40, because I guess they were trying to get people to show up. Like if you're under 40, you get a discount. Because it can be a lot of kind of old collectors. I mean, one of the big things that we're trying to champion on this podcast is democratizing champagne, making it fun, making it approachable.
We need to bring people into the club.
Exactly.
Everybody needs to be part of the party.
Yeah, exactly. And
The
you know what?
champenoise are good at that.
It's okay to,
Yes.
so there's all this connection of like taking champagne away from having fun and being celebratory. But we can be celebratory on a Tuesday.
Yes.
We can have a good time. Like it's fun. So, definitely, it's easy though, because hanging out with the Champenois, they like to have fun too.
Yeah, we are a good team.
It's good group of folks. So, I got to catch a flight. This has been amazing. Thank you for coming on the pod.
My
Cedric.
pleasure, real pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
hope to see you back in a year's time, roughly, with a few of your friends here in Kentucky.
And if you're in LA and you don't got anything to do, get your tickets.
Absolutely.
This will come out before.
This will probably come out after LA, but I was Taylor Kidd messaged me and he's like,
He's going. I know.
he's going to all three.
I was like, man, I don't know how you're doing that.
I was like, that's That's a lot.
But
so.
Cedric,
all right,
cheers,
cheers.
my friend. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We need some iron in here.